Welcome to the RFOX AMA, everyone. We're back in the immersive RFOX Vault Metaverse with CEO and co-founder Benny Fairbank, and I'm the host, Lenny Clifford. Today, we're covering the Vault build upgrade and the RFOX TV MVP launch, and also the winners of the non-OG avatar and VR headset. Let's get into it. How's things, Benny?
Very well, thank you. And yourself?
I'm doing great, thanks. It is really good to be in this build. This looks amazing, and
yeah, it's much more immersive.
It is. Just look at it. Looks like it's all coming together very nicely, and RFOX is traveling well along its roadmap. We're in the new Vault build right now, and I'm really impressed to see where this build has got to so quickly. How are you feeling about it right now?
Yeah, very good, actually. This is obviously still just a sandbox or MVP environment, and it's a real test for us to be able to sort of introduce new features and functions and upgrade the graphics. And I know that's been very important. People have sort of saw the first MVP and said, that's it. They thought that was the final product. And this just goes to show you that we're iterating towards a much, much cleaner product. But again, this is still the early testing environment for us to be able to sort of have a play around with and work out how things work and how it all comes together.
Benny, what feedback have you received that has led the team to make these changes?
So people coming in have given us amazing feedback because they've actually been in and testing. So they're chomping at the bit to get into this build, obviously. So we're very much taking in all of the feedback in relation to immersive experiences. The social element's obviously going to be huge, and we've got a couple of events and multiplayer type of faceted games coming up as well. And we've actually got a few surprises with some of the shops that are actually going to start building stuff, and yeah, looking very forward to some of these projects that they're going to launch.
All right, and solid collaboration and smart working between all the teams here, and keeping the users' needs as a priority is the way to go, obviously. Looking forward to seeing some of these surprises come as well. It's still a lot of work to do on coordinating our high fives, for example. Let's have another go. All right, and when do more people get to come in and have an opportunity to test?
Yeah, so we're sort of looking in second week of June. That should be around about the time that we are sort of opening up for more and more people, and we think this build's much more conducive to letting larger crowds in because there's more to see and more to do. Weirdly enough, this space feels like it's 10 times bigger, but it's actually the same size space, but it's just utilised much better. So really looking forward to getting a ton more people in here and making it a lot more interactive and immersive and getting people talking to each other and socialising.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun in here testing it and working with friends from around the world. And if anyone else is interested, they can head to rfox.com to sign up to be part of the testing.
Yep, absolutely. And then we'll let you know. You obviously have to have an Oculus 2 at this particular point in time, but very soon we'll obviously introduce the app version as well.
Now, let's chat about the RFOX TV MVP. It's launched now. It's up for user testing. What are the key functions being tested at the moment?
Yeah, so a lot of people would see a lot of the things that we have in our ecosystem as a standalone. So the TV might look to people as though it's a similar type of an offering to a YouTube in the sense that it's got uploads and you can actually download, you can actually like, subscribe, all of that type of thing. But when you actually introduce NFT platforms and the ability to be able to mint IP and to be able to create content as NFTs, starts to become a much more attractive proposition. So now what we're doing is working on these types of environments like we're in now. How do you introduce the TV into this environment and give people an example of how TV will play a huge role in the Vault's development? And then how do you take that content that you see on the TV and mint that into an NFT? So that's all the next steps. So we're basically making sure that the functionality is smooth, and we've been testing this for a long time now, and then integrating the NFT component in to make sure that offers us a complete offering.
Okay, and how do you think RFOX TV will work inside the RFOX Vault?
Yeah, so we'll start with some simple concepts like rooftop, hangouts, and you can be able to watch TV. There'll be also billboards. We all know that billboards are coming, and billboards are going to be a great way for shop owners to communicate their messages. It's going to be for advertisers, marketers, but also for some pretty cool ways to sort of engage with the audience. I think there's, if people are Googling and seeing how these types of interactive billboards have sort of progressed over the last few years, it's amazing to see what we will be able to do with the technology. But again, once we get this into the creators' hands, they're the ones who will really sort of take this a lot further. So this will be a really welcome addition, and it'll give the quarters a different feel and vibe, especially when you go into the dark quarters like the gaming quarter at the night vibe with the the billboards and the neon signs.
Okay, that sounds so interesting where this is all headed. And it's also worth mentioning that MyMedia Myanmar was acquired last year by RFOX. So there's already a large audience for this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There was 13 million subscribers across their platforms, and we obviously acquired that right when the coup kicked off. So that was inopportune timing. But ultimately, things have started to sort of head back to being normal in Myanmar now. So we're starting to see more traction. They were one of the only channels that continued to be up and running during the coup and during COVID. So obviously they've been able to add and build their audience, and sport and a lot of different channels that they offer have been booming. So we're really looking forward to tapping into that audience as well.
Okay, and once the create to earn function is up, are there any regulatory issues for users in Myanmar?
We just have to be mindful across the whole region on what the crypto-related laws are, but we've got some very good solutions for that. We're really moving towards, and we did say that this from the beginning, that it'll be a bit clunky at first, and obviously these are the first issues and first versions of the Vault. We want to make it that it's as close to a one-click system as possible. The RFOX ID will evolve to the point where it's just a simple registration and then simple practice to click and buy and purchase and get around and do everything you need to in our whole platform. So we've got a few changes that will make this head closer towards one-click system.
Okay, sure. And you also mentioned the coup. So just going back to tactics by those in power, an issue that many are facing is censorship. And the world's going through a dark phase of cancel culture and modern day book burning with the use of algorithms. And we've seen many historically important and accurate videos and creators deplatformed from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube because they don't fit the narrative. The people in control need you to think and behave in a certain way and for you to stay in your rat race lane. So naturally, there's a lot of interest out there for alternative and libertarian platforms. Now, one of the major culprits of censorship is YouTube, and I see it announced it added NFT videos to its platform so fans can own videos. Of course, adding these features is a plus, but platforms like YouTube have lost trust and don't have any ability to easily pivot to build Web3 ecosystems from scratch. So I wonder what that means for these platforms for market share and revenue long term. We have seen Facebook Meta now going for our data in Web3 though. My question is though, young and agile RFOX having this ecosystem that covers so many bases is such a unique selling point. Can you tell us about the RFOX competitive advantage and its ability to pursue opportunities as the Web3 market matures?
Yes, for sure. No one knows exactly how that's going to sort of play out in the long term. But what we do know is that we can provide people with the opportunity to have their own pages, their own channels, their own service. So again, the RFOX whole ecosystem and platform is supposed to be a showcase of what tools and services that we provide and we have, and then we give those to the creators to be able to start their own channels and forums, etc. So ultimately, you'll get a lot of people that have their own pages or sites or dedicated channels. We'll be the showroom. We'll show you what RFOX TV can do, how it works, how it functions. We'll have creators and artists and everything, obviously creating videos, but it'll be what the content creators do as far as having their own voice, their own platform and their own channel that will really sort of help to give us a unique and competitive advantage in the space.
Great, and we should mention that RFOX community token holders would receive rewards based on those transactions.
Yeah, so everything on the transactions that go through this space, we have a 1% we have a 2% charge, and 1% of that goes back to VFOX holders as a form of reward, and they're paid RFOX tokens. So we've always said since day one that as this gains more and more momentum and becomes more popular, we want to make sure that we're rewarding our early investors and holders. So that's something that's very important to us. So that will remain the same.
Now, Benny, just before we finish up, we need to announce the winners of the comp. So first we have the winner of the non-OG avatar, and that goes to ME_Metaverse. Congrats, mate. That's great work on your entry. And the winner of the Oculus 2 VR headset is VALTOX.ETH, #5751. Congrats. Enjoy that.
Yeah, congratulations. There's going to be heaps of information coming out over the next couple of weeks in relation to the law and what the OG and non-OG avatars do, their backgrounds. There's a big story about it, and I'm sure people are going to work out which avatar they feel the most connected to from which quarter. So congratulations, and stay tuned for more opportunities to win.
All right, that's it for this week's AMA. I'll leave it up to you, Benny, to wrap it up and final words for the week.
No, I'm just going to go have a bit of a look around. Look forward to seeing more of you in here very, very shortly, and stay tuned for the next AMA.
Catch you later, everyone.
Thanks, guys.